Assalamu alaikum students. I hope that you are doing well and enjoying your e-lessons as well as Zoom classes and doing your assignments, home tasks with responsibility.
Assignment 14, Novel, Matilda, Chapter 13 to 17. Assalamu alaikum dear students, I hope you're fine and studying hard. Today we'll do novel, that is Matilda. We will start with chapter 13. This video is divided into parts, so do watch each part in order to understand the text. First of all, the sight words, which you have to repeat after me. Let's start. Assemble, breeches, nauseating, snorted, billowed, inflated, sewage, disgusting, fascinated, sarcasm, ridiculous, abandon, wriggling, screaming, shrieking, whimpering, pantomime, indelible, gigantic, quivering, maniac, peculiar, fraction, serenity, flinching, concentrate, transfigured, consciousness, seraphic, phenomenon, precocious, awkwardness, hesitating, stunned, trembling. Alright students, as you know about Matilda and her tricks, she goes to school now and Miss Honey discovers that she is an amazing child with special gifts. She excels in every subject. Miss Honey tells Miss Trunchbull to promote her to higher classes, but she refuses and calls her bad names. Now Lavender is up to something with the newt, so let's start with chapter 13, which is the weekly test. Now we'll move towards chapter 13, the weekly test. It's the moment we have been waiting for. Miss Trunchbull drops in on Miss Honey's class. Sure enough, she starts insulting the students right away, calling them all kinds of names. She examines all their hands for cleanliness, and one little boy, Nigel, has dirty ones. Miss Trunchbull quizzes him and is furious when he admits that he doesn't wash his hands, and he didn't wash it that day too. While that's gross, it's not really cause of ridicule, and it gets worse. Nigel has some spilled lunch on his shirt. Nigel's punishment now. He has to stand in the corner on one leg. When he's there, she asks him to spell right. Nigel asks whether she means right means the writing one right or the right means the side right, and then tells the answer. This makes Miss Trunchbull mad. Nigel tries to stand up for himself by telling Miss Trunchbull that everyone in the class can spell difficulty. But Miss Trunchbull doesn't believe him. She calls on a small girl named Prudence who spells it right with no problem. Now Miss Trunchbull is even more angry. She makes Nigel explain how they learned the word, so Miss Nigel says that Miss Honey taught them a little spelling song, which he then sings too. But Miss Trunchbull thinks it's silly and not a good teaching method. She forbids Miss Honey from using the same teaching method again. Now it's maths time. The Trunchbull's next victim is Rupert. She tells him to multiply 2 sevens. The poor kid gets it wrong. Furious Miss Trunchbull picks him up by his lush blonde hair and waves him around. Rupert screams. Miss Honey begs for it to stop. Miss Trunchbull shakes Rupert about until he repeats the right answer and then dumps him on the ground. Miss Trunchbull then tells the whole class that children are gross, because that's the kind of inspirational language one can expect from her. One boy, Eric, points out that Miss Trunchbull had to have her own kids. Poor Eric. This just made Miss Trunchbull decide to humiliate him too. She makes fun of him and then tells him to spell what. Can you guess where this is going? Eric tries 3 times and fails. So Miss Trunchbull picks him up by his ears and Eric screams. Miss Honey begs for it to stop all over again. Miss Trunchbull makes Eric say the right answer, which he does, and then she drops him too. This is the perfect opportunity for Miss Trunchbull to explain to Miss Honey that her teaching method is the best teaching method. She brings up Nicholas Nickleby as a good example of firm teaching and discipline. Miss Trunchbull is totally wrong here. Matilda speaks up to say she's familiar with the book, and Miss Trunchbull calls her a liar. While she would like to tell Miss Trunchbull off, Matilda doesn't. Miss Trunchbull figures out who Matilda is, and that makes things even worse. She has just realized the car Mr. Wormwood sold her is in a terrible condition. Even though Mr. Wormwood isn't trustworthy, Miss Trunchbull believes the lies that he has told about his daughter Matilda. She thinks Matilda is a real trouble. Okay, these are the questions from chapter 13. As it has been finished, I'm going to read the questions for you. What special rhyme did Miss Honey use to teach her students spelling? How did Miss Trunchbull lift Rupert into the air, and why did she do it? Number 3, how did Miss Trunchbull lift Eric Ink into the air, and why did she do it? Okay, now we will move towards chapter 14. Remember the newt? Okay, keep that in your mind. Matilda has to sit down and act like she's not mad, even though she is fuming inside. Miss Trunchbull blathers on about how kids are like annoying little insects, should like to exterminate. Although she thinks this is crazy, inappropriate, Miss Honey can't really do anything about it. Here is where things start to get really interesting as Miss Trunchbull takes the opportunity to pour herself some water. Here comes the newt. You might be surprised at what happens next. Miss Trunchbull screams. Everyone else is freaked out too. They're not sure what it is. After the scream, Miss Trunchbull is embarrassed and even angrier than before. She calls on Matilda and telling her to stand, blames her for the newt. But Matilda is totally innocent. Not fair. Poor Lavender is too scared to confess though. Miss Trunchbull and Matilda engage in a screaming match. Miss Trunchbull calls her a bunch of names and Matilda stands up for herself. She didn't do it. At this point, Miss Trunchbull threatens to have Matilda expelled or put in jail. She tells Matilda to sit and be quiet or she'll whip her. Matilda fumes. Someone like her isn't going to take kindly to that kind of treatment. The kid gets more and more mad. She wishes she could dump the newt on the Trunchbull. Matilda stares at the water cup and starts to feel bizarre. It's like her eyes are full of power. She concentrates furiously and thinks about making the water cup fall over. She can feel her power reaching over to the cup. Finally, it falls and the newt lands right on the Trunchbull's chest. She screams. When she is little recovered, Miss Trunchbull swats the newt and it travels all the way to Lavender's desk. No one notices when Lavender rescues the newt for later. Then Miss Trunchbull screams in fury Demanding to know who did it, she blames Matilda, but it's obvious Matilda didn't touch the glass, which gives her confidence. The other children and Miss Honey stand up for her naturally. They didn't see Matilda come close to the jar. When Miss Honey suggests that it was an accident caused by Miss Trunchbull, she is even more furious. She yells at everyone and storms out. Miss Honey tells her students that they can have recess until the end of the day. Alright, that's the end of chapter 14. Now, question answers. Which do you think Matilda feels is more important? According to what? Matilda, which one is more important? Telling the truth or protecting herself? And why do you think? Which one is important? Question number 2. How does the glass of water topple over? So how the glass fell down.
Alright students, that's the end of part 1. I'll see you inshallah in part 2.